everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. I heard that Padlet released a couple of new functionalities last week. One of them was screen recording so that we can record anything on our screen. I tried it out and I can see that we're just actually recording the screen. Your face and your video is not included in that recording, but it might be a good way for students to explain some of their thinking, if they're solving a problem, or if they're explaining a particular concept in different subject areas. Or I could use it as a quick information giving video, just explaining how to complete perhaps one of the assignments and giving a little bit more guidance. But let's go and explore Padlet. Okay, so you can see that I'm on my Padlet account. I've been subscribing to Padlet for many, many years, even when it was called Wall Wisher, and I'm a huge fan. So if we actually go to my Padlet, so I'm going to go to Home, and here are some of my Padlets. I'm just going to move myself over again, and I have remade the AI-powered inquiry Padlet that we had for the AI-powered education series. Okay, let's see how we actually screen record. We're going to add the plus sign, then press plus 13 again, and you can see the whole menu of different options that Padlet has here. I'm going to press the screen record, and it's accessing my microphone. I've got a time limit of 15 minutes. You can adjust that to 2 minutes if you want students to just explain a concept, or if I want to just quickly explain a particular assignment. And then next, I'm going to press that window, and now I'm screen recording. So you can see I can scroll down here, I can scroll down here, and it will screen record. Now let's have a look to see what that looks like. And now I'm screen recording. So you can see I can scroll down here, I can scroll down here. So notice how it doesn't actually record your picture in the video, but I'm using another piece of software for my photo to be shown here. So I'm just going to save that and then publish that, and that will just appear, I think, under Mentimeter links under this column here. So that is the first new functionality. Now let me talk about the second functionality, and I'm going to go to the Padlet blog because they really give good explanations of the new table format, and then I'm going to show you an example of how I would use it. So here is an example of looking at the table of kingdoms and philia. So this looks like a biology lesson, and here it says we introduced custom post fields before. That was a couple of years ago, but now we've got table format with your Padlet as an interactive table where every post becomes a row and every field becomes a column. So the table format gives you organizational power of a spreadsheet with capabilities you won't find in Google Sheets. So very different. There's more functionalities because we can upload images, embed videos, record audio, add drawings, all while maintaining the structure of rows and columns. So this is quite exciting. So here it is in action. So let's say we're looking for a parent contact directory. Here you can see the wall is pretty messy, but as soon as we convert this to a table format, then you can see each line is a parent's contact details there. Okay, well, what about a book club organizer? So let's say we've got all of these discussion posts all buried in this text, and it's really hard to see what's been read and what's coming up next. But if we convert this to a table format, now you can see upcoming versus read here. So you can see want more than just reading lists. Try the table format for classroom rubrics, student progress tracking, team task boards, or feedback forms. It's flexible enough for any workflow, and it's more than a spreadsheet. So what I've done is I've just created a table format here, a Padlet wall, and it's a reflection Padlet wall where I just want to see each individual person's reflections across a row. So I added these fields, rose, bud, thorn, and this means when someone actually comes onto my Padlet wall, they press the plus sign here, and then they write their name, write something incredible, and then they fill in rose, bud, and thorn. and they can actually color it as well, any color, and they input their reflection by using the plus sign, and then I can see everyone row by row, which is actually easier for me for the class. Like if I've got a class of 15, I want to see each person's response to the rosebud and thorn. Now, you can also, and you've always been able to do this, but you can export this as a PDF, as a CSV, or as an Excel spreadsheet, so that if you wanted to analyze this data, use any large language model to analyze this data, then we can actually look at the qualitative data and the trends and look at what were the areas that the students found were thorns, and then design our next few learning experiences around those thorns. So there were just a couple of new functionalities on Padlet that I explored. We've got the screen recording, which I think is really useful. And we also have the table format, which sometimes really organizes the information into rows and into columns. And it's easier for us to analyze and see, and then we can export that as an Excel file. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been using the table format on the Padlet wall, please share your ideas in the comment section below, and I hope to see you next time.